Well, guys, we've reached the stage of the college football season where big powerhouse schools are no longer beating up on the cupcakes. Everybody is pretty much into the heart of their conference schedule, and I offered this word of warning as I do every season at this time. Always be careful with the big marquee games. I'm talking the LSU Georgias, the Ohio State Wisconsins, the Oklahoma Notre Dames, even the Alabama Ole Miss games. The marquee games are always the toughest to win because the odds makers, they're no dummies at this point of the season, guys. Those lines are razor sharp usually on those marquee games. And that doesn't mean you can't win them, but I personally have always felt that on busy college football Saturdays and busy college football basketball Saturdays, the key to winning is concentrating the most where the odds makers concentrate the least. That's where you're going to find some of the gems on the board, the overlooked contests. So always keep that in mind as the season progresses. Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here. This of course is going to be your Saturday video report. 55 and 38 free pick run coming into this Saturday, and I've got 3 selections in college football for you today. Going to take a look at your game going off in the islands tonight, very, very late. Last game on the board, Fresno State at Hawaii. Also, Miami of Florida and South Florida, and one of those marquee games, Georgia and LSU in Athens, Georgia. And, of course, going to also give you a money-saving discount coupon code that could save you hundreds of dollars potentially on your total purchase today, and run down quickly who's hot and who's not. But remember, guys, we've got less than 30 hours, if you're watching this Saturday morning, to get going with this week's fantasy football contest here at the site, run in conjunction with DraftStreet.com, because the winner gets a free trip to Las Vegas. And that winner also gets a shot at the $1 million season-ending grand prize. But that's not all. Guys, the top 250 finishers place in the money, and there's $16,000 worth of prize money available in the prize pool this weekend. For example, second place, you get $2,400. Hell, you can buy your own way to Vegas, right? And party like a rock star. Third place, you get $1,200. Fourth place, $650. Seventh place, $250. 10th place, you still get $100. Guys, DraftStreet.com this week, just like last week, is running a unique qualifier tournament. What that means is you pay $22 to enter the contest and to be eligible to win a free trip to Vegas. The winner, first place, does this weekend, and a shot at that $1 million grand prize, and a shot at divvying up the $16,000 in prize money. But the catch is this: you get a second entry for free, and that one's on me. I pick up the $22 second entry fee, so you get 2 entries for the price of 1. You pay $22, and then Draft Street's customer service will give you a second entry for free. All you've got to do, guys, is click here on the ads on the site and get going with DraftStreet.com. Remember, you're an NFL general manager. You get a $100,000 bankroll. You've got to draft a couple of quarterbacks, a couple of running backs, a couple of wide receivers, a tight end, etc. You've got till 1 o'clock Eastern Time on Sunday to finalize your roster. So get in there and take your shot at a free trip to Vegas, $16,000 in prize money, and a shot ultimately for the first place finisher this week to win a $1 million season-ending grand prize. Let's talk about the hottest handicapper at this site over the past 2.5 to 3 months, and that would be Brad Wilton. Yes, today he's going for winning day number 52 out of 81, including 11 of the last 15. But more importantly, today he has a max wager release, 100-dime winner number 7 out of 10. His revenge game of the year. 2.5 times stronger than his Super Bowl winner on the Ravens when he made his debut here at the site last February. And the bottom line is this: a $10 bettor has won $9,885 following Brad's betting advice over the past 80 days. Meanwhile, Brian Rosica bounced back on Thursday night with an easy $70 winner on the San Francisco 49ers. Rosica's clients, $10 bettors, now up $7,700 since his debut last year on February 5th. Today, $70 winner, number 2 in a row, Iowa and Minnesota. Craig Davis, biggest college football release of the season, $100 winner, number 18 out of 25. Now, that's 18 out of 25 in all sports combined over the past 2 years. It's his 2013 College Teaser of the Year. Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Wisconsin, Ohio State. To put it in perspective for you, when he cashed in with his 5th straight Super Bowl winner last February with the Ravens, that was a $75 play. This one is even larger. So, Check it out with Craig Davis today. And I've got to talk about Brett Atkins today, guys. Yesterday, you got his $5 play of the day. He was the special yesterday. Fourth consecutive $5 play of the day winner here at the site this week as he delivered with a 25-dime release on Middle Tennessee State and BYU staying under the total. Today, his biggest release so far of the college football season, a play twice as strong, is 50-dime. Big Ten total of the year, Wisconsin, Ohio State, the over-under. Again, he's on a 4-1 run with 50-dime football releases this season, and you are going to get this play for $5, saving $70 in the process as he goes for a second consecutive $5 play of the day winner simply by using coupon code BRETT5, BRETT, and the number 5. This being Saturday, of course, you know the deal. Every Saturday for over 18 months here, guys, at the site, I've given you a money-saving discount coupon code that could save you potentially hundreds of dollars. And today, that coupon code is 24%. 24, P-E-R-C-E-N-T. Altogether, no space between the number and the word. 24%. And what does that save you? Well, it saves you 24% off your total purchase price today. And the savings add up, guys. And that's where it could save you potentially hundreds of dollars because you can use it to buy anything here at the site. So if you want to go in and get Brad Wilton's 100-dime winner number 7 out of 10 his revenge game of the year, and get Brian Rosica's big play, and Craig Davis's 100-dime winner number 18 out of 25, guys, you put them all together in your shopping cart at one time, make one purchase, and you get 24% off your total purchase price. The savings are substantial. If you want to make a long-term commitment to Wilton, for example, and buy a package, you could do that as well. The only caveat with this coupon, guys, is that you've got to put everything in your shopping cart at one time. You can't come in and buy Davis's big play and 2 hours later come by and buy Wilton's. Everything in your shopping cart at one time. Save 24% off your total purchase price by using the coupon code 24%. Before I get my free picks, guys, you know, if I tell you the good, I feel obligated to always tell you the bad. And the bad on Friday was that the two handicappers had the two biggest plays both lost. Jeff Benton, 100-dime winner, number 3 out of 4. He loses with Middle Tennessee State. You know, the Blue Raiders came out. It looked like it was going to be a game. They had put 10 points on in the first quarter, and that's all she wrote. He lost, and then Anthony Redd had the big 80-dime winner on, or 80-dime release on Friday. San Jose State never in the game against Utah State as a 10.5-point home dog. So after the 3-0 football sweep on Thursday, they picked up 150 dimes. He gave 88 of them right back on Friday with that loser. Now, let's get to your free selections, guys. First game, and I'll do these in reverse chronological order. I want to take a look at your contest between Fresno and Hawaii. Now, I realize this is not a huge marquee game, but again, I think there's a lot of value in this game. The Warriors are coming off a 31-9 loss at Nevada, in which their starting quarterback, a guy by the name of Taylor Graham, who was one time at Ohio State, left the game with an injury to his non-throwing shoulder. They ended up using 4 quarterbacks, including last year's starter, in that loss. They've been somewhat competitive, but then again, you know, they lost 33-14 at Oregon State. They lost 30-13 to USC in their home opener when the Trojans couldn't decide who the hell their starting quarterback was. You know, for Fresno State, this is a road opener because their original road opener 2 Saturdays ago was postponed. I think it was actually canceled, in fact, because of all the flooding in Colorado. But Fresno State is coming off that monster revenge win that snapped a 7-year losing streak against Boise last Friday night, and they had to do it and win it in dramatic fashion, rallying for the win. So there's always the potential for the letdown. Now, we know Fresno State can score. I mean, they put 41 on the board against Boise, 52 in overtime against Rutgers, 41 against Cal Poly Slow at home, although in reality, you, me, and 9 other guys probably could have scored 41 against Cal Poly Slow. Problem with Fresno is they just can't stop anybody. They play absolutely no defense. But will that matter tonight, considering that Hawaii's 119th in the country out of, 123 or 125 Division 1A teams in scoring, averaging just 12 points a game. Offensively, 13 turnovers already this season, including 9 interceptions. Now, Fresno's last trip to Hawaii, not too pleasurable, as they got crushed last year in the Hawaii Bowl in December, losing 45-10 to SMU. But this isn't SMU they're playing today. This is Hawaii, guys. And I think Derek Carr, who's already thrown for over 1,100 yards and 12 touchdown passes and 1 interception, can get the job done, just as he did last year when Fresno was a 33-point home favorite and won 45-10 over the Warriors. So Fresno State's going to be the first free selection. Next free pick, I want to take a look at your game between that little SEC showdown between LSU and Georgia. It's priced fairly. Georgia's a 3.5-point favorite because they're playing at home. I watched that LSU game against Auburn last week, and I was really surprised with how poorly LSU played defensively after jumping out to the 21-0 lead and allowing a mediocre Auburn team that is coming off a one-win season a year ago to make a game of it in the second half. And matter of fact, they made a game of it so much they pulled off the backdoor cover, getting 17.5 points and only losing by 14 in the contest. Now, it's true that Jeremy Hill, their running back, had a career-high 184 yards in the 35-21 win. It's true that Zach Mettenberger, has played well so far this season, and you all know all the subplots. He once was at Georgia. I think his mother still works at Georgia, blah, blah, blah. Who the hell cares? Bottom line, he's played well this year, completing about 65% of his passes with 10 touchdowns and 1 interception. But this is a must-win, can't-lose game for Georgia. They suffered their one loss this season, already this year, losing at Clemson. But then they came home, they took care of business against South Carolina 41-30 in a game that wasn't really nearly as close as the final score indicated. They blew a substantial lead in the first half against North Texas last weekend, allowed North Texas to come back and tie the game at 21 before putting the final 24 points on the board in that contest to win it 45-21. So, LSU comes in here with a 4-0 start. But I look at the defense. This LSU defense has given up quite a few points. They allowed 27 points to TCU, which is shocking considering how poorly the Horned Frogs have played this season. They gave up 21 points in Auburn to the Auburn inside. And remember, that game was in Baton Rouge, okay? And Auburn had 437 yards and 21 first downs. You couldn't get them off the field. So I think that with Aaron Murray and Georgia playing with confidence, playing at home, where they've won 13 straight between the hedges, as they like to say in Athens, and with Todd Gurley, who's leading the SEC with 125 yards per game rushing. Gurley, I think, shows uphill, and I think Georgia wins this game by 6 or 7 points. So that would be the next free pick. And your final freebie today, guys, I'm going to go with Miami of Florida. Last year when Miami of Florida took on South Florida, I had a big play on the Hurricanes, and they certainly rewarded me in that particular contest, rolling with ease. I like the way Miami has played this season. I like the way that Miami played in its last game, beating up a cupcake, Savannah State 77-7. I get so choked up talking about that game. Not suffering a letdown after their big upset of Florida. A game in which they really didn't deserve to win, but hey, the Gators turned the ball over 5 times, and Miami made sure they capitalized on it. Bottom line is Miami won this game 40-9 at home last year. South Florida may have a new coach in Willie Taggart who's feeling the heat after an 0-3 start, but they certainly don't have more personnel that's better. They're still not that talented of a team. Stephen Morris has been inconsistent this year. He's battling a bone bruise above his one ankle. He is expected to start this game, and that's good news because last year against South Florida, he had a career-high 413 yards passing. The Bulls, that's South Florida, 5-18-1 against the spread in their last 24 line games. But I still think Miami of Florida minus the 16.5 points is the way to go in that contest. So those are your freebies for today's card. And repeating them once again, it's going to be Fresno as the road favorite, Miami of Florida as the road favorite, and Georgia as the home chalk. That'll do it, guys. Best of luck to you all, and I will catch you again on Sunday morning when we re-rack and do this once more for another week of NFL action.